when cinema was born, or when newspapers were born, or when radio was born, there was no community of researchers analyzing that. Now we are in a beautiful situation because we have more or less, we have theories, we have methodologies, we have big data to check in real time the emergence of new media, the audiences. For me, I think it's great to have this opportunity to see the emergence of new actors, new media, new formats, and you see in real time.
I'm José Miguel Tomasena. I'm a professor at Universidad Oberta de Catalunya, Open University in Catalunya, and part of the Medium Research Group in Universitat Pompeu Fabra in Barcelona. I'm basically studying YouTube and specifically booktubers.
My name is Carlos Scolari. I'm from Argentina. I work full-time in the university. I'm in the Pompeu Fabra University in Barcelona. I work a lot in the field of evolution, of media evolution and media ecology. And for about 10 years, I've been working a lot in the field of transmedia storytelling.
Our chapter was built also around a previous work that was written by Carlos and Damian Fraticelli. They published a work about using discursive categories for analyzing YouTubers' discourse.
The new semiotics, we can say, we had the European approach, was born in the 60s as semiology. It was the analysis of the structures. It was part of the structuralist movement. Now semiotics has developed different tools and categories for analyzing different phenomena. But in this case, we apply more discourse analysis, enunciation analysis of YouTubers, how they talk, not only what they say, but how they say, how they watch people. That's the business of semiotics, to analyze how we do construct meaning, how, in this case, through audiovisual language. Just to move outside the text or the discourse, we work with this more media ecologist approach. That is, let's analyze how the new media species are emerging in the new media ecology. When you have a new element, a new actor in the ecology, everything transforms. So it's really interesting to see the arrival of these new enunciators, these new YouTubers, or specifically booktubers also.
There was like a big wave in Spanish-speaking booktubers in the 2015. I also didn't understand them quietly in terms of their tastes and the way they used media to talk about books. And I wanted to understand them, and so that's why I chose this topic, and also an ethnographic point of view, so to engage with their culture. The most important decisions that I took was to open my own booktube channel and to become one of the members of the group. So in the end, our research became just like a mixed methods approach, using on one hand digital ethnography and on the other hand textual and semiotic analysis, confirming that in some ways YouTubers' discourse work in terms of constant iterations. We are always using previous categories and previous conventions to build our own creativity upon them. In the case of booktubers, it's really clear how they use these genres. For example, hauls in YouTube have become like a main genre, mainly in fashion bloggers. No? What booktubers did was use the same concept and to change it to books. So they go to a library or they receive a free copy of a book from a publisher, and they talk about it. They are not recommending a book. Sometimes they are asking which book should they read first. We use a concept developed by Eliseo Verón, the Argentinian semiologist, and he used this concept of reading contract. Every medium builds like a reading contract with the one who enunciates what it's saying with someone who is receiving the message, and builds a relationship with them. We use this concept to study how booktubers build their contracts with their audiences. When you are not telling them why they should read a book or how a book takes part of a larger tradition, you are building more a relationship that is more similar to a book club. So the communities built around the booktube channel tend to be more horizontal, and the booktuber doesn't have the authority of a professor or a critic. So what we have found is that the main reading contract is related to the fan contract, because the audience is not looking for reasons to read. They have already read the book. They are looking for a way to engage and to share the passion for the books that they have already read.
We used to have an official canon produced by professionals, and the canon was top-down, was made by a system of people and media saying, you have to read, this is a good book, this is not a good book. And now the canon is more bottom-up. We have seen many changes in the last 20 years in the publishing sector. We have new actors, new business models. The other key element of this big transformation is in the production of books or texts by, let's say, normal people. So we can see right now in the last 20 years, more or less, since the arrival of the web, the explosion of fan fiction, for example. We have the official canon, Harry Potter official narrative world, but we have this huge explosion of 100,000 of texts produced by fans of Harry Potter. Companies, they are looking for the most popular fan fictions, and they're trying to introduce them in the market. They want to reduce the risk. If you publish popular people in the fan fiction environment, you are reducing the risk of your corporation. So that's a really new thing also. It's one of the huge transformation of emerging phenomena in the new media ecology. These YouTubers, they take something from the traditional broadcasting ways of talking, but they're also developing new creative ways of speaking, interpolating the users. It's good to see also, that's part of my research, how traditional broadcasting is also trying to introduce these new formats in the broadcasting system also. So we can see it's a dialogue.
And what I have found is that during lockdown, the bookstores were closed. Publishers and librarians and booksellers started to do these things with their channels. Some of them asked their authors when they were at home to show what they have in the bookshelves. And that's a booktube genre called Bookshelf Tour.
I'm working on two fronts. One of them is to develop new theoretical frameworks like media evolution. I'm also working in the concept of interface, but not the traditional user interface. I'm working to expand the conception of interface to analyze the evolution of media and the evolution of technology. On the other side, I'm still connected to social media entertainment and the new productions, in the sense that, for example, one of my last books is about snack culture, the short formats. We are consuming a lot of short text, but we also consuming very long stories. From previous generations, they used to move more in the middle, the novel, maybe the short story, but now we are consuming and producing very, very short text, but we are also consuming very, very long stories.
I'm currently working on a project that is related to digital storytelling. It's called These Stories, and you can take a look at our webpage. And I'm interested in developing like a wider framework to do comparative studies between different types of YouTubers, also to compare with different cultures. That's something I would love to do.